these are conference interpreters hard at work. Before we get started, I just explained to them some of the changes in the schedule. Yes, to make sure that they're all on board. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Unseen, but so appreciated. Ooh, look at this. Lobster, yummy, yummy. So I'm on my way to Daegu, so I'll be riding the SRT. And SRT is one of two different kinds of express railways in Korea. So we have the KTX and the SRT. The SRT is closer to my house, so I'll be riding that. Why don't you join me? I'm walking from the train station and we're going to go to the hotel now. Look what I got! Halloween candy. So it's still the time of social distancing over here in Korea in general, and also in Daegu as well. There are a lot of people who had registered for this particular event. It's a huge event, lots of very important and distinguished speakers, and so we actually have something like 150 people who have registered for this event, and we're trying to make sure that everyone is distanced properly, but also that they can enjoy the conference. So I came a little bit early just to test out the stage and check out the structure of the room. It's actually a lot bigger than some of the conferences that we've had in Seoul, and so the stage is huge, very broad. There's so much going on here. As you can tell, there are stairs that lead up to the podium, and in normal kind of situations when I'm doing this in Seoul, I normally just stay on the ground floor, and so I don't have to go up or down the stairs. So that's something that we're going to have to work with over here. This is normally where the conference interpreters stay, and so it's normally English to Korean, and then you have Korean to English interpreters. So what I do is I do two things. Whenever I do anything related to a conference, especially for moderating, the first thing that I do is I always prepare a script in advance and I send it to the organization that's putting the conference together, and I normally also print it out so that they have something on hand, so it makes their job a little bit easier as they're preparing for the conference and as they're interpreting throughout the entire day. But what I'd like to do, especially during these international conferences, is I tend to slow down my pace, and that's almost entirely because we want to make sure that the interpreters have enough time to be able to translate from one language to the other. And also, if you have some sort of hybrid format, and especially if we're going online, sometimes there's a little bit of buffering that might happen, and so the slower I speak, the easier it is for us to pick up pace, even if you might have missed something in the middle. I'm getting ready to go to the conference this morning. I had a wonderful breakfast, and now, yes, I like to get to the venue at least an hour before the event starts, just so that I can scope again the stage, the podium, make sure the mic works, and that everyone is on the same page. And so, yeah, such a beautiful place. I believe the MC's job, at least in the conferences that I've been, is really just to make sure that we start on time and that we end on time. And so I don't want to stand out so much. Really, I just want to get from point A to point B in the smoothest and kind of least painful way possible. So yes. And that also means just trying to make sure that I make the other guests and distinguished speakers stand out, and me more so in the background. I tend to wear darker colored clothing, so nothing too flashy. I do tend to wear a nice brooch, but also, again, something not too sparkly. Still a bit of time before the conference starts, so I'm just gonna go pick up some coffee. A little bit of caffeine and some sweet goodness before the long day begins. It's actually hard trying to find a coffee shop here because they're not open at this time. Please wish me luck. I did it. I found a great coffee shop right near the convention hall that's open early at this time, so I'm going to pick up a couple of cups for me as well as a guest. And then I'll be heading back to getting ready. Yummy coffee. It's my seat. Yay! Maybe we'll have a look at what the menu is for today. Yay, so they did what I asked, and so they put a kind of sofa over here behind the podium so that I can sit there instead of going up and down the stairs during the conference. So this is very exciting. Yay! So this is the view from the podium before the guests have arrived. Okay, so as expected, there have been some last minute changes. Well, not really changes, just kind of tweaks in the schedule. And so what I'm trying to do is to make sure that I have everything written down and make sure everything is okay for the conference. Oh goodness, so many speakers, so many things to coordinate. But we try to make it seem seamless and effortless and make sure that everyone has a good time. Now the conference is over. We finished a little bit late, 20 minutes after schedule, but everyone did a great job. It was fantastic. We had a lot of great speakers, and thankfully all of this material will be available in a final kind of book of proceedings that'll be given out after all of this is over. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this conference with me in the beautiful city of Daegu. Hope to be able to host you again soon, and I'll see you later. Next time here on Tari TV. Bye!